What lay ahead of our heroes was unknown. They had not seen another man, woman, or child in ages. The undead had transformed everything. They were now surrounded by evil. But our heroes had to press on. They were in search of the tomb. The wizard was sure that it would belong to the founder of the Astral Academy, one of the 3 guardians. If they could find his tomb, perhaps they would find a spell to get them out of the Trine.
Where are we?
We are beneath the Astral Academy. No one has been here for decades.
Aha! My sword shall lead the way! Follow me!
Trine walkthrough for spacedupgames.com. This is the Wolvercote Catacombs level, and is the 3rd level in the game, but technically is the 2nd because the 1st is a tutorial. The first part is relatively easy, and there aren't too many chests in this that you can get to right away. Later, for some of the chests, you have to have special or better powers with the wizard to be able to get. And I think I get all of the ones, which is only one of them that you actually can get. So right away, right down here, there are obviously skeletons, and you are going to need to kill them, and then up here there's 2 experience files, and that one isn't really useful, but that one will destroy those boards. And then for that second one, it's a little bit tricky. It's easier if you're on the PlayStation than when you're on the computer, but you need to grapple onto that beam and then jump up there and grab it. And I bet there are other ways to get it, but that's just how I got it. Right here, there's going to be a grate that will stop you from continuing on, so you need to come up, and there will once again be another experience file upwards. And I do my best, as usual, I do my best to get as many experience files that I can, and I hope that I get all of them in here. And that archer skeleton's a little bit tricky. I fell down and then he hit me with an arrow on the way back up. So in the corner there's an experience file which I'm going to get. And right here, you really want to kill those skeletons jumping up before you push on the button, because if the skeletons get to you before the cutscene finishes, they will get a couple of free hits off of you, which is kind of annoying, and I wish that the game developers would have realized that, but nonetheless, just be careful, and once you want to get that, you just need to jump back over, and always remember the Knight's Shield is basically invincible. So you need to be the thief and just grab onto that and jump up there. Throughout this level, there's going to be these platforms that will go up and down depending on the weight, and that one will just go down because you're on it, and there will be one right here where if you're on one, the one that you're on goes down, and then the other one goes up. So you will see that in a couple of minutes, but right now you have to take care of all these skeletons. And right there was the strangest glitch I've ever ran into in this game. And it kind of depressed me because I downloaded a patch right before I recorded this, and it still was kind of glitchy, which was kind of annoying. But either way, this skeleton archer, he's a little bit tricky to get down here. I would not recommend trying to do what I did, but I was just trying to knock him down, and I think I do knock him down, yeah, and then I just finish him off with another arrow. You also want to pick up any hearts that they drop and any energy vials, because it's just free energy and you're probably not going to come back to it anyway. Now at the end of this level I actually end up dying, which I'll get more into later, and when you die you can either quit or restart at your last checkpoint. All the enemies are still dead, you still have all your experience, all your weapons, you just start out with a quarter of your health. And for this part it's a little bit tricky getting some of the grappling down, but once you get up here there's a chest which gives you an energy restoration device, which I give to the amulet of energy gain, which I gave to the thief, no, not the thief, the wizard for now, because he needs it more than anyone else. And when you kill undead people, it will restore part of your energy. And really, you don't use that much energy to begin with, so it's not that big of a deal, unless of course you're using the wizard to kill everything. But since maybe you're not, it's not really that, energy isn't that big of a deal. Now right here is going to be one of the first bosses of this game, I guess you could call it, and there aren't many of these, but this is just a gigantic skeleton. You have to aim for the head, and it's best to start drilling arrows into its skull, and then once it gets close to you, go under its legs and jump up at its head with the knight. And you need to also be careful about blocking, because if you're blocking too low, he will kill you, or he will hit you, and if you're blocking too high, he will hit you. Oh, excuse me, so you need to hit him, you need to block right where he's aiming. Once he's dead, you get 3 experience vials, and then another checkpoint right after here. And this part was actually kind of a fail for me, because there's a chest right there that I didn't open. And when you open the chest, it gives the knight the ability to pick up objects and throw them. So I'm gonna have to go back through the level to get that, but don't do what I did there, and don't miss that chest, because that is really, the chest itself isn't all that important, but it is kind of useful sometimes. And throwing objects with the knight, you just have to go up to an object and press circle, and then you'll be able to aim with it. With an aimer that comes up, and it can kill things pretty easily. It can get rid of other boards or other stuff that you might need to get rid of, but I have never used the throw ability very often. So yeah, and right there where I'm trying to put a plank over, but I can't because I don't have the plank ability yet, is where you can get up, and I think there's a chest up there, but we can't get there right now, so not that it really matters anyway. And right here, just grapple up there, do some fancy grappling, and then getting that energy vial is actually a little bit trickier than it looks. What you need to do is come over here and kill any skeletons in your way, and then that platform dangling above me, you need to get on top of that and make a box so you have enough height to jump onto the other platforms. And on this part I also had to do some trickery, because this box fell off and that didn't really work too well, so I just thought, oh, I'll make another box. And then this one nearly falls off, kind of fail making it, and there we go, and do some fancy mid-air jumping, but I got it, and I'm just trying to see if I can show that area any better, but obviously I can't. So then once you walk by this big chest, which I'm assuming is a casket, there are going to be these 2 fireball launchers or shooters, and you need to either use boxes you have or these 3 blocks. I guess I shouldn't call them boxes or blocks. Use these 3 blocks that are laying here to make a pathway. If you want to be perfect, you can set them up where you can jump on them, but that really isn't all that necessary. You can still jump on them even when they're in like that. And then a little bit of dodging some flying axes, or pendulums, I guess that's what they're called, like the Pit and the Pendulum, famous by Edgar Allan Poe, of course. Oh, that was a great story. So anyway, in this room up here to the left, there's going to be an archer, which there's only one of them that spawns up there, so you don't have to worry too much about him, especially if you knock him off, then he's really easy to take care of. And then there's going to be, I'm going to say around 10, 11 more skeletons that you're going to have to kill. Maybe less than that, actually. Might be around 10. It's either 8, 9, 10. And once you do that, you'll have to go into the other platforms. So once you come over to the left here, there will be 2 more experience vials. And almost nothing else. I thought that there was like a hidden room in that area, but obviously not. And then walk up here and go over this checkpoint. And right here is where you need to put a box on that platform so you can get on top of it, and then just destroy the box either by moving it or becoming the knight and destroying it. And there will of course be the random skeleton. Also, try to kill every enemy that you can, because they they will most of the time drop experience for you, which you can't get anywhere else. Right here, you need to use the wizard to pick up this spike ball and move it all the way to the left, and then jump over these pressure plates, because if you step on them, or the buttons, if you step on them, more of those spiky balls will fall on top of you, and you'll hear this Sayric guy laugh, which is the guy who pretty much ruined the kingdom, so, but that's his laugh if you ever hear that, so yeah. And then there's a couple of skeletons here, and then some energy vials, which I tried to get, but that one was too close to the spikes. And then this part is also a little bit tricky. You kind of need to grapple over here, and then you need to, of course, kill any other skeletons that come up. And I think there's around 2 more right here. And once those guys are both dead, become the wizard and make a box. And after that one dies, and then make another box because that box failed. And then move this platform up here kind of to the left so you can jump on it easier. And up there to the left where I'm shooting, you need to use the wizard's triangle ability, which you get later on in the game to be able to get up there. And as of right now, I've been unable to find any way possible of getting that without the wizard's triangle box cube. The triangle prism thing he makes, not cube. But anyway, right here you can either, if you remember to get the chest, you can either use the knight to throw the objects up there, or you can use the wizard, which really either one works. Right here is really tricky, and it's kind of annoying. I died a couple of times doing this, so you're gonna see a transition right about now. And what you have to do is kind of time it, like you have to get on the platform and get the other one to go up, and then time the fireball so you can go through it without dying. But of course there's another experience vial up there, and the way I got that was I put a box on this platform, and then while still on that one I just picked up the box and destroyed it for the experience vial. And the vial just happened to land directly on that platform, which was really nice, but you're gonna see me kind of fail with the knight here in a second. And I used the knight because of his shield, but for some reason it just didn't work out well. And I slid off. If I wouldn't have slid off the cliff there, I probably would have made it, but either way. So when you die, you gotta switch to another character, and I do this with the wizard, and you kind of have to make it go up enough so you can time it, and then jump up here and be done with the level.
Look at that! It must be the tomb!
Yes, you are correct. This is the Tomb of the Guardian. It has inscriptions all over it.